started in child's pose this morning. I don't know about you, but I could use a little bit of grounding. So knees together for a bigger stretch in the low back. Knees apart, torso drop between the legs if it's more accessible, or you're looking for a little inside hip stretch this morning. Forehead is down on the mat. Focus is on breathing. So we're just taking big inhales, big exhales, breathing right into the backs of our lungs. Feeling the shoulders soften, the hips or the low back release. I like to give you the option of tenting, coming up onto the pads of your fingers, picking up your palms. How does that feel in the wrist? You could try it, but eventually come back to palms down if that's more comfortable for your body. We're actively trying to soften the muscles in our face, our entire back. We talk about counting the breaths or visualizing them, or coming to something like an intention, one point of focus. So whatever would serve you best. Let's stay here for just a couple more minutes, really calming the brain by focusing on inhales and exhales, softening the body. Now let's inhale and come up to a tabletop. Walking knees in. So they're about hip distance apart, stacked perfectly under the hips. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Elbows are soft. Let's inhale, lift up the seat, the chest, the chin. Exhale, arc. Connecting breath to movement. Inhaling your cows, exhaling your cats. So every inhale you should feel a stretch in the belly. Every exhale making lots of space between your shoulder blades. Flowing between these two postures. If you need any other movements, a little side to side or some circles, by all means, now's the time. You know I love a good horse biting tail, bumping hip to one side, taking a look back at it. We're going to spend some time opening side body. We'll do a little twisting. All right, so start to finish off those final movements and head back to your neutral table. Come up to your knees. Will knee stand. So if you take my classes a lot, you know I usually reserve these for back bends. Today, since we're going to be putting so much of a focus on our side body, we'll start with our gate pose. So I always say, if you want your toes facing forward, that works for your knee and ankle by all means. If you like that 90 degree, or somewhere in between. I think I'm a somewhere in between person. I'm going to inhale my hands up. I'm going to take my right hand down my right leg. And to really open up side body, we're pulling our heart up to the ceiling, almost like we're adding a hint of twist. We really just want to put a lot of length. Here's Oscar, my trusty yoga sidekick. So I want you to take a deep breath into the body. Exhale, let go of something that you no longer need. Inhale, come up. Take your hands to heart center. Put your right knee in. Take your left leg long. Again, find the placement that feels good in the foot. Sweep the hands up. Take the left hand down, the left leg. Big reach with right. Little lift of your heart. Big side body opening. We're trying to open up all these muscles here in the side that often are the culprit for a low back tightness. So big inhale. Exhale. And then we're going to inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to the heart, tuck your knee in. Come to hands and knees. For good measure, let's just take a set of cats and cows. Do you notice any changes in your low back? Head to neutral. With knees stacked right over your hips, I want you to walk your hands forward, take the heart and open pose. Could be the chin or the forehead that's on the mat. And then we're going to inhale, walk up. And sort of a neutralizer, we're going to exhale our cat. We'll inhale, look up, a cow. And we'll find our neutral with fingers spread. Give your toes a curl under, lift your seat, find your downward facing, and press your heels towards the mat, bending through opposite knee. Going to have you walk your hands to your feet. So you're coming to the back of your mat. Your knees are nice and soft. Let's inhale, find the halfway lift. Put lots of length in the spine so that we can take a big back releasing hinge. Grabbing elbows or letting arms hang. Your call. Try and shake out head. Sway out torso. Focusing on your breath and finding something to let go of here. Release your hands. Put so much bend in your knee, your hands come to the mat. Walk forward through a downward facing and right into high plank. Find that really strong setup. Stacking wrists over or under shoulders. Little hint of softness in elbow, feet in line with the rest of you. You know you can always come to your knees for this first one, but we're going to lower to the belly. Whole body at the same time if you're not coming to knees first. Tops of feet down, and inhale that tiny cobra. No help from the hand. Hands connect to the mat, toes curl, feet lifts up. There you go, our first flow of the day. Take a step to the front. Inhale, come up half. Exhale, dive. And since this is our first time coming to standing, nice, slow roll to the top. Head the last thing to come up. We go slow so we don't get a head rush. All right. So standing steady at the top of our mat in our mountain pose, growing roots in the heels and the balls of our feet. Knees are soft. Inhale, sweep. Grab your right wrist. Take an exhale to the left. Again, little lift of your chest. Opening side body. Inhale, center. Grab left. Take your exhale to the right. Lift the chest up. We don't want the opening coming from our back. Inhale, center, big reach. And I'm going to exhale, hinge right at my waistline. Inhale, half lift. Hands to the mat, fingers spread, step back, high plank. So now it's up to you. Do you want to lower to the belly again? Or do you want to come just halfway and find chaturanga? Either way, toes uncurl, tops of feet press in. Inhaling, looking up for the back bend. Curling toes for the downward facing. Inhale your right toes up, get a nice little reach going, step your foot between your hands. Make sure your knees stacked. Help it out with your right hand if you need. Knee stacked over ankle, left knee up or down, doesn't matter, active or rested. What does matter is that left hand's down. We're inhaling, sweeping right fingers up, stacking wrist over shoulder. Twist number one, engage your core. Big inhale. Exhale, right hand down. Take a step to the front. Inhale, come up half. Exhale, a dive. Inhale, sweep up all the way. Exhale, a back bend. Inhale, center. And exhale, hinge. Half lift. Lots of length in your spine. Hands to mat, step back, high plank. Lower all or halfway. Press tops of feet down. Inhale your back bend. Curl your toes, lift your seat. Inhale your left toes up, big reach. Step your foot between your hands. Help out with the left hand if you need. Most importantly, knees stacked over ankle. Doesn't matter if right knee is up or down. Right fingers are spread, palms planted, inhaling left, stacking wrist. Engaging core to help release your back here in the twist. Left hand comes down, frame the foot, right foot steps to the top. We're going to inhale, come up half. We're going to take a dive. And we're going to inhale our seat back, our hands up, and we're going to land right in our chair. Shoulders are soft. I'm going to step back for just a second, and I'm going to grab my butt, my couple extra inches. You might want to do the same. Okay, back to the chair. Shoulders softening away from ears. I'm going to bring my hands to my heart, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to inhale forward, and I'm going to twist to the right. So I'm hooking my left elbow. And I always like to give people the option. You could use forearm instead. That's okay. What we want is the opening twist in the back. Knees are together. Take a peek. Make sure that left one's in a peek in front of the right. Press to your palms. Core is engaged. If you want to go really deep, you could open up your hands. I'm going to close my hands back up for the sake of stability. I'm going to pick up my left heel and put all the weight into my right foot. Still pressing through my hands and engaging my core. Then I'm going to slide my left toes back. See how I kind of dragged them across the mat so I didn't lose my balance? Really big twist, this revolved crescent. Inhale, sweep your hands up. Sink deep. Regular old crescent lunge. How does it feel in your left hip flexor? Shoulders are soft. Just relaxing away from ears. Big inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Knees stacked on top of ankle. Hips are open. We're opening up our big toe, so our knee to the right so we can see our big toe. Gaze over front right fingers. I'm going to flip. All right. So here's my long, strong warrior 2. What I'm going to do now is take all but a hint of softness out of my right knee. I'm going to bump my hip to the back, and I'm going to melt into a little triangle pose. I have a hint of softness in my knee, stacked from fingertip to fingertip. There we go. So we've been warming up our side body. You know I love a revolved triangle. You could take your left hand inside of your right foot, right hand up. Now this is why I like those few extra inches. For me, this adds a really big layer of stability. Left hand down, right fingers up. Big inhale. And then exhale. Right back into warrior 2. Gaze over front right fingers. Take your right toes. Spin them to the front. Inhale, lift up your chest. Draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale, forward fold. Your hands could be between your heels. You could grab your ankles. You could walk your hands through and go really deep. Focus, slow down your breathing. Walk your hands over to your right foot. That brings your right toes to the front. Your left foot pivots. So it's sort of in warrior 1 position. Top left toes facing top left corner. Still pressing through pinky edge. My right knee is softly straight. I'm going to grab my book. I'm going to bring it behind my heel in this pyramid pose. You could always add a little extra bend in your knee if you don't have a book or something to bring you up a little higher. Or maybe you're used to taking it without blocks. Maybe fingers just to the mat. Putting a little length in our spine. Big stretch in the back of our right leg. Pick up your left heel. Spin your left toes to the front of your mat. You could be on your book still. This time I might bring it in front as I come into this standing splits. Maybe my fingers are on the mat. I know some of you have been practicing taking one hand to the ankle. What matters most is that you're keeping your left hip pointed to the mat in the standing splits. All right. Take your left toes back as far as they'll go. Hey, we've been here before. Spread through your left fingers. Inhale your right fingers up. Engage your core. Stack wrist over shoulder. And then half bind. Right hand behind the low back. Opening up the front of right shoulder. Take your right hand to the mat. Step back, high plank. And lower. Elbows in. Controlled flow. Doesn't matter if you come all or half. Tops of feet. Inhale, back bend. Curl your toes. Lift your seat. Pedal. A little active rest. Take time for breath. Time to clear head and return to intention. Big inhale. Exhale to the front. Inhale, half lift. Dive. And inhale, seat back, hands up, right into chair we go. Shoulders soften away from ears. Hands to the heart. I like to inhale just a little forward before I twist to the left. Hooking, and I'll turn so you can see. My right elbow on the outside of my left knee. Pressing through my palms, core is engaged. Remember how we opened up hands to go a little deeper? Now I'm going to close my hands, and I'm actually going to turn so you can see what it looks like from the opposite side. See how I pick up my right heel? This forces me to shift the weight into my left foot. So my left foot's steady, grounded, right foot goes back. Revolve, crescent lunge, big twist. Make sure core is engaged. Inhale your hands up. Now we just have a crescent lunge. Little hip flexor stretch. Make sure knees stacked on top of ankle. Shoulders are soft. All right, big inhale. Exhale, open. Pressing through pinky edge of back foot. This is a warrior two. Opening up left knee so you can see left toes. Gaze over front left fingers. All but a hint of softness out. Right hip comes to the back. Grabbing my book here. And we're tick-tocking at the waist. Back to triangle. Straight line from fingertips to fingertips. Hint of softness in left knee. Hand maybe on the book. The book is a great way to maintain that straight arm form if you're still working on the core. Twist. This is what we've been preparing for. Right hand comes down. I love the book. Left hand comes up. It's about as big of a twist as you can get. This revolve triangle. And then we'll unwind and land in our warrior two. Long and strong. So just like before, little different than before. We're going to bring our right ankle in. Knees are going to track over ankles. We're going to sit down into this big horse or goddess squat. Really big opening in the inner hips. We really want knees tracking over ankles, nice safe joints. Inhale, fill. Exhale, a little deeper. Inhale, come up. Both toes point to the front. Inhale your heart up. Hinge. We've been here before. Our straddle stretch. Are you going to grab ankles, walk hands through? Are you going to keep or change the variation? Let's take just a moment for breath work, and we'll get a little bit of twisting too. Bring your left hand to the center. Inhale, sweep your right fingers up. Exhale your right hand down. Inhale, left up. I want you to connect breath to movement. Inhaling up, bringing fingers over shoulder to get that really big twist in your core. One more round, yogis. Connect breath to movement. Get lost in that. I'm going to make sure my book is now by my left foot. I'm going to walk my hands to my left. My left toe is going to pivot, facing completely forward. So my toes are in line with the front of my mat. My right toes are going to find warrior one position towards the top right corner. My left knee is softly straight. If you don't have a book and you're like, ooh, intense, put just a hint of bend in there. If you do have a book, pop it behind your ankle. Extra little inches, all the game changer. Trying to put a little length in your spine. Really big opening in the hamstring. Now I'm going to bring my book to the front of my toes. I'm going to pick up my right heel, spin my right toes to the front. I'm going to step off. No book, no problem. Your leg might just not go up so far. Right knee soft, right heel ball connected. Floating right toes as high as you'd like to take them, standing splits. Set your right foot back, land on the ball, right hand down, inhale, left up. We've taken this twist before, but here we add that half bind, just going a little deeper into the front of our left shoulder. Left hand down. Step left foot back. Land in high plank. Elbows in. Let's take the flow. A nice slow lower. Tops of feet down. Inhale, back bend. Curl toes. Lift the seat. Active rest. Really press through thumb and index. Give the wrists a break. Pedal. Put all the focus on breath. And take a step to the front. Inhale, come up half. Take a dive. Inhale, come up all the way. Exhale, back bend. Inhale to center. Exhale through the heart. All right. We've spent a lot of time with the backs of the legs. Let's make our balance about the fronts. Maybe you have a wall nearby you. If not, you might want to come to one. We're going to, just like we did before, pick up right heel so you can actively shift the weight to your left foot. The heel and the ball. You could even step off your mat if you'd like. Left knee is nice and soft. We're going to bend right. We're going to catch the top of our foot. We're going to line our knees. So I always tell you in class, if this is as far as you want to go, it's a great quad stretch. You can play with engaging your core. It's all you need to do. But if you wanted, you could kick into your foot, bring your left arm long as sort of a counterweight, and you can find your dancer pose. And I'll take a little turn so you can see it from the side. Now kicking into the hand might feel scarier, but I promise it does make it easier, that little bit of resistance. Try and keep your right hip pointed down. I'm realizing I'm not as I look to the camera. Inhale, come up. Tuck your right knee in. Set the foot down. Take some steps. Maybe tops of feet down. Ooh. Getting out all the little creaks and pops. So we're picking up left so we can transfer the weight to the heel and the ball of the right. Keeping right knee nice and soft in the process. Steady, steady. Then we pick up left. Line the knees. Quad stretch. I didn't show you, but here's, if I was using this wall, I would just have my right hand here for stability, and then a kick. Hand doesn't have to leave the wall even as you kick. This is how you're going to find rapid improvement. Or maybe you're reaching right hand, your counterweight. Keep the left hip pointed to the mat. Inhale, come up. Line the knees. Drop the hands. Take a couple big steps. Ooh. Balance poses. All right. Inhale, come up. Hinge. Inhale, half lift. Dive. Hang out. Variation of your choosing. Maybe that's grabbing elbows again. Maybe it's interlace overhead. Maybe that balance pose has you wanting to grab your toes and pull yourself down deep, deep, deep. Release. Inhale, come up half. This is it. Final flow. Hands to mat, spread, step back, high plank. Take the flow. Inhale the back bend. Meet in the downward facing. Take your knees to the mat. Flip onto your seat. Draw soles together as soon as you get there, right into our bound angle or Baddha Konasana. The closer the heels, the more intense this will be. Hands to the feet. Inhale, length. Exhale, big hinge, opening up the insides of your hips. Try to put a little length in your back as you inhale, hinge. Inhaling deeply into the present moment. Drawing your focus to your breath or to any intention you may have set. Inhale, float up. Guide your knees together, plant your soles, hands down, little windshield wiper releases. And soles plant. Ready? One for the core. Sit bones connected to the mat. Sitting back, but keeping chest lifted. You should start to feel it in your core. Hands down, feet floating. If you find you're using your hip flexors, come out. Engage your core, put your chest back. Pull your belly button into your spine. For me, that's how I engage. Don't hold your breath. Boat or Navasana. Hands never have to come off the mat. They can absolutely stay here. They can come to the backs of the legs, especially if you're playing with straightening. Or you could float them and straighten without. Keep inhaling, lift into the chest. Again, make sure you're not using the hip flexors. Come out, reset if you are. Big inhale. Bend the knees, legs out long. I love following up a boat with a simple forward fold, releasing the low back. Put as much bend in your knees as you need. Slow your breathing back down. Inhaling length and exhaling hinge. Or inhale, come up. So I say it all the time, your core being such an essential part of your practice, we want it to be strong. The stronger our core, the stronger all of our poses are. One more Navasana. Sit back, connected, sit bones, almost like you're going past your tailbone. Core is pulling into belly button as you keep chest lifted. Core is naturally engaged here. You're just floating the feet to prove it. Inhale, lift into your chest. Maybe your hands come up, maybe you say, no, thank you, not in this round two. And that would be the right answer for you. Big inhale, strong core. You've got it. Keep breathing. Little shake's a good thing. Big fill. Low boat, extend your legs, your chest. Reach your hands. Oh, we have earned this full body stretch, that is for sure. Sticking with our theme of side body opening, I've been doing it a lot. I love banana. My hips are going to stay here in the center. My toes will come to the right corner. My fingers to the right corner. I'm opening up left side body. center. Exhale. Toes to the right. I should say left. Fingers to the left. So we're opening up right side body. Hips stay in the center. You're trying to make a banana or a crescent moon shape. Inhale, center. Big reach. Bend your knees. Plant your feet. Allow your low back to relax to the mat. Take one hand to the belly. I prefer my right, my left over my heart. A few moments to inhale and to allow your back to soften. Feel the belly rise and fall. Really connect with your breath. Hands to the mat. Walk your heels in so they're stacked up under your knees. My palms are going to be down on the mat to begin with. I'm going to exhale. And on the inhale, I'm going to roll my hips up to a bridge. You could keep your palms to the mat. I prefer to interlace my fingers and really walk my shoulders up underneath me. I love this stretch in the shoulders. If you're a palms on the mat person, no worries. You're pressing into your big toes or imagining like you're trying to squeeze your knees together, but your thighs are parallel to one another. You really want to activate the low body, the low back, such a strengthening pose. Don't let your hips sag. Every inhale, bringing your hips up. You're not dropping on the exhale, but we're finding mental release instead. And we'll take one more inhale. We'll release our hands. We'll lower our seat to the mat. We'll relax our low back to the mat. And I like to follow up with first a windshield wiper. And then if you want to go something deeper, like say pulling knees into chest and rocking. My goal is to never shock the back. No spasms. Alright. I want to keep round to another bridge. Heels under knees. Palms down. With the option of changing hand variation, but that's to come. So we're going to exhale. We always want to inhale into our back bends. If we take breath with us, we're less tempted to hold it. So you can find the same variation, palms or fingers interlaced. But what I'm going to do is inhale, bring my hands back. Still keeping my seat up, still pressing into my big toes and my knees. It's a little bit trickier. You could, if you do this, even play with bringing your palms by your ears like you would if you're about to go into a wheel. We're just practicing getting our elbows lifted, bringing our elbows in, getting our wrists comfortable. We don't have to go into a wheel ever. But if you're wheel interested, this might be nice practice. I don't know about you, but my back and my seat are talking to me. So I'm going to take one more big inhale. I'm going to exhale my hands overhead and drop my seat in the process. Beginning first with the windshield wipers. Alright. Give the knees a hug. If you'd like, if you want to stick with windshield wipering, by all means. I'm going to take a little rock. Set your feet down. Before we go to round 3, let's take that big back release. Feet to the edges, pressing into big toes as you drop knees to the center. We're making so much space in our low back and getting a nice little inner thigh opener in the process. I'm going to bring my hands back to belly and heart and feel my breath for just a couple beats. Just a nice way to clear the head and the thoughts. Alright, knees apart, heel toe to center. Here it is, third and final back bend. Maybe you say, another bridge? And that would be the right answer for you. I believe there's at least 1 or 2 people out there who like those wheels. So I wouldn't come into the bridge if I was going to come into a wheel. Instead, I would start right with my palms by my ears. And the idea is to use the strength of your body to press everything but the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. Don't forget, come up with breath. There's your wheel. If you're inhaling to another bridge, lifting up. Bringing hips nice and high. Doesn't matter what you've chosen. If you're in bridge, find the arm variation of your choosing, but squeeze your knees together. Strong back, strong body. I know how strong all of you are. Let's stay for one more inhale. Exhale, lower. Find some release. Start with the windshield wipers. Then tuck the knees into the chest. Exhale to squeeze. Find some rocking release. And set your feet to the mat. Let's go into an even bigger back release. Let's find our happy baby. Feet up, knees dropped open, grabbing onto the outsides or the insides, your personal preference. I like to sort of flatten my low back to the mat, almost like I'm trying to push my tailbone down. It's a nice way to find stillness. But rocking or extending a foot is an option. It's a good place to take a sigh, to let go of any emotions that may have been hanging out in your hips, anything you need to let go of. And then give your knees a hug, nice big squeeze, set your knees down. Let's hit the backs of the hips with our reclined pigeons. And I want to keep them simple because we're going to go deeper into the legs after this. Right now, just right ankle, left knee, pulling figure 4, softening shoulders. Think of this as almost just a warm-up. Big inhale. Head clearing exhale. If other thoughts start creeping in, practice exhaling them away. Alright, inhale, big fill. Exhale, left foot down, uncross right. Soles planted, windshield wipers for release. Soles planted. left comes to right. Make that figure 4. Pull the figure 4 towards you. You know you can come onto the back of your right thigh, on top of your right shin. You could even leave your right foot planted. The most important thing we're just doing is opening up right side hip. Shoulders are relaxed to the mat. Muscles in the face are soft. Feel all the tension just melt out of your body. Some yogis believe hips are emotional stores. What could you let go of as you open this hip? Any emotions, feelings that no longer serve you? We're here just a couple more rounds of breath. Put all your focus on the inhales and exhales. And then exhale your foot to the mat. Uncross left. Plant your feet, windshield wiper. Alright. If you brought a makeshift strap like a scarf or the thing you use to connect your mat or a belt, whatever, I want you to grab it down. Don't worry, I will show you how to do these things without as well. But take your right knee into your chest and exhale a nice big squeeze. So if you do have a scarf, a belt, anything you could use for a strap, you're putting it on the bottom of your right foot and you're kicking it up to the ceiling. Right knee is nice and soft as you open up the back of your right leg. No strap, no problem. Interlace behind with your hands wherever you're comfortable. I like to offer a pointing toe, a nice ankle shin stretch. I like to offer flexing foot to open calf, or neutral to put all the focus on hamstring. We did take some big balance poses, so please take what you need. And we'll hold. So if you need a little extra time to find release, please take it. Keep your knee nice and soft and your focus on breath. So if you have the strap, I want you to start to take your foot across the body and to the left. Now if you're not working with a strap, you can hold your leg. You can still get that big stretch in the side of the right leg, sort of that right IT band area. It might not be as intense. If it's accessible, the left hand could come to your big toe and you could use that. Or you're using your makeshift strap. I'm going to take the smallest look to the right just to get a little ending twist here. And I'm going to inhale my foot up. Get rid of the strap. If I wasn't using one, I'll inhale it up. Regardless of what you're using, you're tucking your knee into your chest, giving it a nice big squeeze. Left hand takes it across. Just a quick, simple ending twist. I'm still going to take the look to the right. If that bothers your neck, face the ceiling. Head center, leg across, give it a hug and a squeeze, send it long. Inhale, left up, big hug, big squeeze to the left. If you've got that scarf, belt, putting it on the bottom of left and then kicking up. If you don't, no worries, interlacing. Knees soft, shoulders as relaxed as they can be. Do you want to point for the ankle, the shin? Do you want to flex the foot for the calf? Or are you staying neutral for the hamstring? Don't be afraid to try all three. Either using your makeshift strap or maybe just your hand on your leg, your ankle, your big toe, whatever is accessible. We're taking leg across. So next class, don't forget, bring a scarf, a belt, something you can use in case we do some more big stretching. And if not, I'll always be trying to show you how to modify without. Do you want that last little look to the left? Bring your foot center. Get rid of the strap. Everyone's going to tuck their knee in. Big hug. Right takes it across. More of a deeper twist to end for the low back. I'm going to take the look to the left. Again, you could face ceiling instead. Head center. Leg across, big hug. Right knee squeezes in. A little bit of tension so you can exhale it, release it completely as you come to final resting. Everything rolling open. The whole body soft and released. Melt into your mat. Feel the muscles in your face, your shoulders, your hips turn off. Your ankles roll open. No work left to do, but to find a moment of stillness. Breath flows in and out effortlessly. Begin inhaling awareness back. And then inhale small movements to fingers and toes. Working way up body, rolling wrists, ankles. Head side to side, reach of fingers and toes. Take your roll to the right, pause. And press your way up to your easy seated position. Dear yogis, as always, thank you so much for sharing your practice. Namaste.